Ian,
Dave.
welcome back to the Blanket Fort, buddy.
Thank you. It has been a while since we've been here, and I am quite excited.
It's been one hot minute.
Yes,
Ian.
it has. It has.
So, first of all, I'm Dave.
And I am Ian.
Hi, Internet.
Hello.
We are the TeamClearCoat podcast.
Yes, we are.
We are still an automotive podcast?
I think so. I think
Okay.
nobody has told us that we have to stop calling ourselves that yet.
What do we specialize, Ian, on the TeamClearCoat podcast?
We specialize in not being experts in anything.
Right.
We are two idiots who talk about cars primarily and then use that to jump off and talk about other things.
Yep, definitely.
Yeah.
All right. Ian?
Yes.
So I've been traveling, right?
I have as well.
Right. And so first of all, I went to Kansas City, where I'm from. My dear mother, retired and had a retirement celebration.
Congratulations
Yes,
to her.
it was fantastic. Lots of Barry Manilow themed decorations because she loves Barry Manilow, and her fellow teachers know that.
Yeah, sounds like a real barn burner.
It was really sweet.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, sure. Ian, just because you do not have space in your heart for other people's emotions.
That's not true. That's not true.
Yeah, my mother is 70. How can you dismiss her and her affinity for Barry Manilow?
I'm not. I'm just saying that doesn't sound like a party that I would necessarily want to attend.
Right.
I don't wish anyone else not to attend it. I'm just glad that I didn't have to go.
Ian, can't you just enjoy my little old mom at a Barry Manilow party?
Absolutely. From afar.
Well, so then after that, I had to go to Orlando. Whew. Fuck.
Yeah.
Do we have any listeners in Orlando?
I don't know. I think they've all overdosed on bath salts and or are in jail for trying to eat someone's salts or face while on
face
bath
salts. Trying to get the face salts.
Yeah.
that's the good part.
They store the bath salts in the nose. They're in the sinus cavity. You have to get to them with your teeth.
So we
That's my impression of someone on bath salts, by the way. I don't know what that was.
we came to call Orlando Orblando.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, thank my coworker Dave for that hot take. But Ian, I brought you back a present.
Okay.
It's I got it in Orlando,
All right.
and it made me think of you and Orlando. Ian,
Yes.
I present to you. I hope you're excited.
I am.
How excited are you?
But I'm bloody excited.
All right. Well, Ian, I brought you back bourbon-flavored marshmallows that are made in Orlando. There you go. Yeah. Bourbon-flavored marshmallows.
Am I meant to eat this right now?
I have no idea.
Well, let me just pop on in and try this out.
All right. Okay, that's two.
Yep.
Let's see here.
How do I get into this?
Oh,
I see.
boy.
I see.
Yeah, this
I
is
see.
riveting podcasting. Ian opening bourbon-flavored marshmallows.
I'm going to use my
Do you-
Volkswagen key.
Oh, that's not going to have any dire consequences out in front of my house later. You know, I forgot to ask you while you're opening that package. I forgot to ask you if you were going to want me to go to your house and start your cars while you were gone, or try to start your cars while you were gone.
there's that. Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay. No, I think it was fine. I mean, there's 2 weeks. That's not that
Yeah.
bad.
I have one of these, Ian. I have a little Boy Scout pocket knife.
That would have been helpful about 10 seconds ago.
Yeah. I actually recently had to throw one of those away because I left it in my pocket when I was going through TSA. Like some guy.
No.
I like that you picked the one non-sharp thing in the 3-blade Swiss Army knife.
Story of my life.
Ian has to open a plastic bag and he goes for nail file. Nail file and flathead screwdriver combo.
I'm a mechanical genius. All right, thank you.
Hey, we used a sharp implement on the podcast without injuring each other.
Oh, wow, these are sticky.
That was your chance to that was your chance to stab something.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know how
Are you going to try one of these too?
Sure. You know how you always say there was a light stabbing?
Yeah. All right.
So
They're spongy.
If they're like Orlando, they're going to smell like booze and be boring as hell. This is us eating, trying to not eat into the mic.
I mean,
it tastes just like a marshmallow.
Yeah, it doesn't. It tastes like a marshmallow.
Do you even taste bourbon?
No.
Orlando in a box, Ian.
Yeah. And also,
now you never need to go to that city because there you go.
I've never been a big fan of marshmallows either.
Okay. All right.
It just seems like sugar, but with like a worse texture.
You are the person that told me when we were talking about dessert in a restaurant a long time ago, when we were first starting to become friends, I don't really like dessert. Whiskey's my dessert.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now you gave me something that is whiskey dessert, and I still don't like it.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, cheers. Thank you.
Ian.
What's wrong?
All right, that's 3. Let's just get all the British out. Let's lance this British boil. Let's just pop it, buddy. Do you want to talk about?
Oh, sure. Yeah, I guess now that you mention it, I guess I will talk about my vacation.
Okay. All right, Ian.
Yeah. So I'm not gonna do Britishisms or anything. Pip pip cheerio, motherfucker. No, I'm not gonna do Britishisms, but I do want to talk about my vacation because I had a lot of automotive related things that happened during it.
Yeah.
So let me just set the stage. So
okay.
We my wife and I dropped my son off in Minneapolis. We don't know anyone there, but we dropped him off, and then we flew. Iceland Air has a thing where you can do a layover if you're going to Europe. So you do a layover in Iceland for up to I think like 7 days. You can do up to, and then you can continue on your journey. So we did 4.5 days in Iceland.
Okay,
5 days, something like that.
All right.
And then went to London, and then we went to Scotland. For the last part of the trip, and then we came home, and we just got home last night.
Okay.
It was awesome. My wife is a really good trip planner, but I got to drive 3 different rental cars during this trip.
Okay.
The first one was in Iceland.
Okay.
And it was a Dacia Duster.
Okay, let me pull up a picture of that.
Yeah, it's on our Instagram account.
While you yap about
it. If you wanna look at that.
Okay.
It was a diesel.
Okay.
Which was unfortunate.
Okay.
It was a stick shift. And it was actually kind of a delightful little car. It's based on a Renault chassis. It's like a shared Renault Nissan thing. I'm not exactly sure which chassis it's on.
Okay.
I forgot. I looked it up before. But it's a very like basic
Dacia Duster?
Dacia? I thought it was Dacia.
I'm sure you're right.
But yeah, that's it right there.
Okay. All right. I wanted to see the front. Your Instagram picture had the back.
Yeah, it was front wheel drive.
Sure.
It was a front wheel drive model.
Looks like a tiny little Mitsubishi Montero.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It is. It's kind of like and there's some Xterra in there as well, I think.
Okay.
And it's very utilitarian. It was good for Iceland. I will say that everyone made it sound like the roads in Iceland were like you're going to be, fucking exploring Arctic, potholes all over the place and
like you were going to need like the Icelandic truck from Top Gear or something.
So I had reserved a 4-wheel drive that was not a 4-wheel drive model.
Okay.
Although no, it was selectable. It was selectable 4-wheel drive. So I never once put it in 4-wheel drive.
Sure.
I could have done the entire journey, I think, in my car.
Okay.
There really wasn't anything. I don't think we were on a single dirt road, even though we went to a pretty remote place called the Snæfellsnes Peninsula.
What? The
Snæfellsnes. If you pull up a map of Iceland, I'll show you where it is.
Okay.
And you can see the name of it. It's crazy. It's like this long.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's Iceland.
Snæfellsnes.
Yeah.
But yeah, driving in Iceland is amazing. Like the roads are all spectacular. They're all in really good shape.
Okay.
At least where we were. And we weren't just in the there's a thing called the Golden Circle, which is where all the tourist stuff is.
Sure.
Like the famous geyser and a couple of famous waterfalls and like
Blue Lagoon.
The Blue Lagoon and all that shit. That's all kind of in a pretty easy drive from Reykjavik.
My mouth tastes like burning now after that marshmallow. Go on.
Anyway.
It's supposed to taste like Listerine, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Right.
Anyway, so the roads outside of there are really great too. They're in really good shape. Apparently the ones in the interior do get pretty
use your words, buddy.
I don't even remember the word I was going to go for. But
what distracted you?
I don't know. I think I was just looking at the duster and the stuff in the background. But Iceland is great because it looks like otherworldly. Like you'll be driving along and it'll be black lava field with like this crazy color lichen all over the rocks, and then you pop over a hill and you're in a snowfield.
Okay.
And then you go down another hill, you go over another crest, and you're in a completely different weather system, and it's like raining and a different geology altogether.
Okay.
It's really crazy, and everything you see just looks otherworldly and great and beautiful.
Okay. If you make a Bjork joke there, is everybody like, God, just no more Bjork jokes?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
But the duster itself I was impressed with it because it's a very cheap car. I think it starts at like 12,000 euros or something.
Okay.
So it's pretty cheap. And it feels it. It does feel it. It feels pretty flimsy.
Manual or automatic transmission?
Manual. All the cars I drove were manual.
Okay. And this one you sat on the right or left?
It's a left-hand drive. So the UK is the only country in Europe that has right-hand drive.
Oh, okay. Okay.
And it really wasn't bad driving there at all. Everybody is very polite and accommodating. Like they all do drive a little bit. The speed limits are pretty low, but that's mostly due to conditions because the weather changes so quickly there.
Okay.
So you can get like really high winds out of nowhere. So they do kind of keep the speed limits pretty low. But enforcement outside of like that immediate area outside of Reykjavik is non-existent.
Okay.
Like I did get passed quite a few times by, Mercedes just like fucking
blaring down the road. Okay.
And I think I saw one police car the entire time we were there.
Okay.
4.5 days.
Okay.
So yeah, the Dacia Duster, it's about what you expect.
Okay.
There's really no surprises. The diesel engine is fucking terrible. It's just like you have power for like this amount of revs.
Okay.
You have power from like 2,300 to 2,700 revs, and then it's just
okay.
It feels like that outside of that, where it does feel pretty eager and happy. It's like that terrible old Volkswagen 5-cylinder, the 2.5. If you ever drove one of the Jettas with that,
I never.
Where it just, or what was the car that we had that we drove together that we had talked about? Oh no, you had talked about it. The Chrysler 200 or the Sebring, where like it sounds like you're just going like you're pulling an old drunk off a couch.
Yeah, it's bad.
He's moving. He's not happy about it.
No, and not quickly by anyone's standard.
Right. So this engine,
there's poop somewhere.
Right. So this engine is like your old drunk uncle is on the couch.
Drunkle, yeah.
Your drunkle is on the couch.
Yeah.
And you're like, hey man, it's 3:00 in the afternoon. It's time to get up.
Right.
And he starts doing he starts to get up.
Gotcha.
And then he thinks he sees that he has a full bottle of bourbon in the other room.
Or bourbon-flavored marshmallows.
Right. Yeah. And then for half a second, he has a little pick-me-up, and he's like, oh, okay. And then he realizes, no, it's just empty. Right. That was the sound of him getting up off the couch.
And that was Ian's review of the Dacia Duster. Dacia Duster.
Yeah. So, the transmission was pretty good. Handling is fine for what it was.
Sure.
It was fine.
Okay. All right.
Really
I want you to know I'm not texting. I'm actually making notes on my phone.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I don't have that much to say about the Dacia Duster.
Okay.
There's really not much to say about it.
Okay.
There's not much to it. However, the next stop, we flew to London after doing all the Iceland things, which is awesome. Everything in Iceland is great. We flew to London, and we met my Turo renter at the Heathrow Airport.
Okay.
Alex. Alex was an older guy. And
is this the guy that has a bunch of cars on
Yeah,
Turo?
he had a bunch of cars on Turo.
Like with the Rolls Royce and all that?
Yep, and then Figaro and an MGB and a BMW.
Yeah.
And he was just a very like London dude, listing off all the neighborhoods in London and asking us like crazy directions of like where we were going to go, and like, well, we don't know yet. We're going to put it in the GPS and figure it out.
Sure.
And whenever I go to Europe, and this is not a judgment on Alex, because he was great, but I'm always struck by like there's a definite courtesy gap across the Atlantic, just in general. Personal space proximity and like queuing and stuff. Like,
tell me how that manifests itself.
Okay, I'll give you an example. So we have our bags,
right,
and
Americans be all like,
Americans be like, I'm gonna wait for everyone to exit the elevator before I start pushing myself in, and Europeans do not do that.
Really?
Yeah, no, they don't give a fuck. They're doing their thing, and they do not care if you're inconveniencing anyone else at all.
Okay.
Yeah. It's like, so the elevators at Heathrow to get to the parking structure are like really crazy. Like there's 3 of them that go to like only a couple floors, and then 2 of them that go to all the floors. And then
okay, yeah, I've been.
And
like
flights
that,
get out, and there's a whole bunch of people arriving all at once. So Alex is like, there's a whole bunch of people waiting at this elevator, and he just like busts his way on. And then Jenny and I are like, sorry to everyone as we were like trying to follow him. And then it was the wrong elevator, and it was a whole thing. So it was a bit of like a bumbling thing to get to the car.
Right.
And then it's sitting in the car park in Heathrow, surrounded by modern cars.
Right.
And it just looks extra tiny.
Remember when we saw them next to Teslas?
Yes.
The Tesla Roadsters at Cars and Coffee, and they looked tiny then.
Yeah.
Right?
And so I'm like, I go right into like the same questions that I like asked my dad the first time I drove the Maserati.
Sure.
And what I asked Brian when I drove the RX-7.
Okay.
So I'm like, I'm going to treat this like I'm doing a stint in a race car, and I want the list of the things I need to know that I need to manage.
Okay.
I need to know like what the care and feeding is going to be and all that sort of stuff. So
Right.
I'm in that mode.
Right.
And Jenny is not. She's just standing there with the bags going like, how the fuck are we going to get the bags in this car?
Okay.
And then she's listening to him give me the whole spiel about this car.
Right.
And I can tell she's already worried.
Right.
And then so he starts listing off all the things that are kind of like quirky with the car, and I expected there to be
it's a classic Mini Cooper.
Right. I expected there to be a whole list.
There's probably a pigeon living inside of it.
Right. Yeah, there were some things like he was like, these things are known for overheating.
Right.
But the thing is that the temperature gauge is not going to give you any indication whatsoever. So you're just going to have to watch for steam.
Okay.
And then there's a liter thing of water in the back.
Okay.
And he showed me the toolkit. He was like, you'll probably need this. And then
he's one of us.
And he was like, the gas gauge doesn't really work. I was like, oh, that's fantastic.
He's one of us.
Absolutely, he is. And then he was going through like all of the switchgear in the car and like which ones worked and which ones didn't. Most of them didn't work. And then we looked at, he showed me the engine. He was explaining that this was a post like smog regulation Mini, so the engine is much different than previous generations, and this is so then I get in it and did the most difficult thing that I did with the Mini, which was leave that parking structure, because first of all I had to back up.
Okay.
And so I went like this.
Right. Into the window,
looking at the door pillar right here,
right, instead of the other way.
And so backing up,
that would be a hard habit to get out of. Decades of muscle memory.
Yes,
every
single time I did that.
Oh, that just doesn't feel right.
It's so weird. And so backing up,
I don't like this, Ian.
Yeah. And you receive information differently when you're looking over the other shoulder as well.
Tell Britain to change it.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to do the podcast like this to try to get used to it.
Yeah, looking over your left shoulder while you're backing up, that was the hardest thing that I found.
Yeah. I could see how you would just instantly switch back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was so weird.
Yeah.
But everything else, shifting, first of all, that was a 4-speed, so there's only so many ways to get it wrong.
Right.
I had no problem with that. Being on the left side of the road didn't bother me whatsoever.
Okay.
The things that were difficult were the muscle memory things, like reversing and like looking over the wrong shoulder. Checking my mirror.
Yep.
Kept checking the A-pillar.
Yep.
And then there's nothing there.
Yeah. Right.
That was one thing that was hard. And then I had, it wasn't such a challenge with the Mini because there's so much room for error, but with the next car that I drove, I had a hard time with like lane positioning.
Oh yeah, lane discipline. Yeah. Equally spacing it. Yeah, because you're fighting against what you've always done.
Yeah, and especially on the B roads where there's no marking, there's no center lane marking.
Right.
It's a little bit harder to get yourself in the proper spot in the lane. Not necessarily being on the right side on the correct side of the road, but just in being in the lane is.
I can totally see that. I can totally see that. I would assume like a lot of times you would find yourself hanging a wheel into oncoming traffic almost.
It was actually almost, but also actually a lot of times it was the other way.
You were way too far over.
I was way too far over.
Okay, because you could see that edge of the road and know that you were at the edge.
Right.
Not realizing how much space you had towards
the center. So you end up
of the
using that.
Gotcha.
And trying to get really close to it.
Right. Which is bad for things like, people that want to walk along the road or cyclists or things like that. Yeah.
Right, exactly. So I had to like kind of reteach myself your like visual cues.
Yeah.
But I did find that like doing the racing thing of reminding yourself to pick your vision up and look further down the road.
Okay.
I would just end up in the right spot if I did that.
Okay.
Because I wasn't thinking about it.
Nice. Okay.
So that really did help. Like, if I reminded myself to pick my vision up and look further down the road, like not look at the car in front of me.
Right.
That made a huge difference and made things a lot easier.
Okay.
Shifting was not a problem. I had no problem shifting.
Okay.
I think I had I'm not going to say that I'm as good with my left hand as I am with my right, but like.
That's what a lot of us say.
But I would say like I had like 80% of my dexterity. So like I couldn't do like fancy heel toe work and stuff.
Sure.
Because I'm just not fast enough.
Yeah.
But yeah, it really wasn't bad.
So I've been driving my Infiniti for what, like 5-6 months now?
Mm-hmm.
I still reach to the center for the windows almost every day that I go to the parking garage at work.
Yep.
And I still I feel like I need to put the key in the center somehow. And thankfully there's a little cubby that I don't know if they made it to store the key or not, but it fits the key and like the keys that you put on your key fob perfectly. Like you just put it right in there and it doesn't really rattle around or anything. And it's like near the cup holders. So like I have the key and I'm like, yes, that's where I meant to put it. That's where I was going to put it. That's what I meant to do. And I still reach for the center for the windows. And then, when I was driving the Saab, and someone would give me a car that had a key, when I had to drive the Civic or something like that, I would still go to the center with a key.
Muscle memory is a funny thing.
Right? Yeah. I mean, that's why, like, like people that use firearms appropriately, like they build up that muscle memory,
right.
Like, law enforcement and stuff like that, like they have that like muscle memory for body positions. And a lot of times you're fighting something that you're fighting yourself into a position that doesn't necessarily feel natural from the get-go.
Right.
Like a proper tennis swing
Mm-hmm.
doesn't really feel right, but it works. I mean, like,
right.
or a baseball swing,
right.
Like they don't feel right when you start to do it, but then it makes sense, right? And so like you have to fight that to build it up, right? And then you have something that comes along and changes it.
Yeah.
Looking over your shoulder.
Yep, absolutely.
Right? Yeah, it still feels weird. Yeah. It just feels weird to even think about doing.
That was the one thing that never did feel natural the whole time I was there. And one of the last pieces of driving I had to do was parallel parking in Edinburgh.
Oh, wow.
On a cobblestone street, and that was stressful. And it was a kind of a tight spot, and I got it in there, but like it just doesn't feel good when you're doing it because you're looking over the wrong shoulder.
Right.
But the Mini Cooper itself, I need that in my life.
Do you?
I need it in my life. Like, it's definitely not fast.
Right.
I think I saw 80 miles an hour once.
Okay.
In it. And it's loud and it's bumpy. And it's visceral, and it doesn't creep in traffic well at all, but it's so much fun.
Okay.
The things that I had to manage with it were that it does not do light inputs. Like, there are no half measures with that car. You're either giving it a bootful or you're not on the throttle. So, like, when we would catch traffic and we would have to creep, like going up to those traffic circles. And I asked Alex about it after I returned the car, and he was explaining that it's because of the way that the engine is mounted in there. Like, it feels like when you're driving it, it feels like that, like, driveline slack or whatever. Like, there's something that doesn't quite line up, so it feels like it's going clunk and catching, like a spindle or something that has like tons of play in it, and it's like catching and then going.
Okay.
But he said what it actually is just the way that it's mounted, and the engine mounts are just like super loose, so like the whole engine and transmission are like basically clunking against the body.
Okay.
And that's what you're feeling. So it feels like you're on the verge of stalling.
Gotcha.
And you end up like kind of riding the clutch a lot. To try to mitigate that. So it's like a weird technique that you have to do, and then it kind of goes against your like mechanical sympathy thing of like, you're not supposed to ride the clutch to do that, but if you don't, then it's really unpleasant for your passenger.
Right, yeah, you're just jerking. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was less than ideal, but once you get moving, it's so much fun.
Okay.
It's so much fun. You feel like you're like on the B roads and stuff. It feels like you're doing 1,000,000 miles an hour, and it's like 30.
Okay.
It's a blast.
There's a lot to be said about a car that makes that speed feel fun.
And it's so funny because I would want, I've for a few years now watched those Goodwood races where they have the minis racing against the Mustangs.
Yeah,
and stuff.
yeah.
And you see the Mustangs just like, whoa, down the straight. And then you see the Mini Coopers like bouncing. They're always bouncing in the corner. And you could do that on the public road.
Okay.
Because it's, again, you're doing the speed limit.
Right.
And you just carry speed through corners like crazy.
Okay.
And
well, I mean, it's almost as wide as it is long.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it really does. And this is like, we made fun of this when we had Greg on a long time ago.
Right.
But it does feel like a go-kart. Like, it really, and the driving, the technique and the line and everything feels, and the position of the wheel, which is
it's
so
very
fucking
flat,
weird.
like a bus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was so much fun. And did you? So I know you've driven one.
I've ridden in one. I've not driven
okay.
a classic.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did it feel like it was really jerky at low RPMs and stuff?
It felt really solid. Yeah, I
Okay.
think the person had done a lot of work upgrading components. The one that I rode in that a friend of mine was thinking about buying and ended up not buying it, mainly because of that steering position.
Yeah.
She couldn't get leverage over the wheel, and it's not like you have a lot of power.
And
assist.
especially at low speed, there's no power steering.
Yeah, no.
It is heavy.
Yeah, it is.
And it's partly because of that leverage problem. Yeah.
Right. The things that I noticed were the seats. They were basically like lawn chairs.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then I think what we had to do is we had to get out. We had to unscrew something, and then move it, and then screw it back in, and that was how you adjusted the seat. But this person, it was one of those ones that was like, it's technically a 1964, but it was made in 1996.
Yep.
Like one of those weird ones that we get in America where
Yeah.
like you can't, like it's licensed as a something, but it's really a something else.
Yeah.
And yeah, who the fuck knows how all that really works. But so it still used the engine that used the same oil for the transmission and the engine.
Right.
It was still the combined system, which is not good.
Yeah.
Because turns out those things have very different requirements.
Yeah.
Yeah. One has to deal with explosions. The other one doesn't.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe we should separate the oil for those. Huh.
I don't think that's the same. I don't think that's the same in this one. I could be wrong.
I'm sure it is. Yeah.
I think it was changed for this one because this was a totally different engine design.
No, like that's if it met UK emission standards, if it was post smog, yes, same oil and transmission fluid. It's all the same thing.
That's really weird.
Yeah. But I think the guy had made like a couple like just little,
Mm-hmm.
upgrades to it. Yeah, and I would assume motor mounts are one of them.
Yeah.
Because it handled really well.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I really did like it. The steering is amazing in it.
Yeah.
Like again, once you're moving.
And look at it.
Yeah.
Look at those mini mags.
And
those are amazing.
We had kids in like passing us on the highway.
Uh-huh.
That were just like waving at us, like, please look, like, I'm so excited.
Nice.
And then, so we drove it. What we did, we picked it up at Heathrow, and we drove it east to the Cotswolds, which is sort of like it's a very twee area of England.
I don't know what twee means. What does twee mean?
Twee means like a very adorable, like precious, like
like it's forced or it's faked or like. It's
like kind of like affected, I guess, like an affectation or something.
Okay.
But like it's, like doilies and tea parties and like it's
making
very
an overt effort to be cute.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, it's it's exactly what you're picturing of like thatched roofs and stone cottages and
gotcha. Okay.
And it was cool. It was great, and it was perfect with the Mini.
I would imagine, yeah.
But so we did that, and then we did that for a day, and then we drove back into London, and so I had to drive into downtown London, which really wasn't that bad in the Mini because you're tiny.
Right.
And the lane markings were fine, and when you're in traffic, being on the wrong side of the road is not a problem because you're just following the person in front of you anyway.
Right. Exactly.
Right.
Right.
But we were driving.
That's a really good point. I didn't think about that.
Yeah.
Yeah. The big benefit to it. Yeah.
And so when you're driving into London, we had the windows down and you could hear people's conversations at the street corner, and you could hear people commenting on it. And I feel like if you're gonna have a classic car, and you don't want to piss people off,
right?
That's it. Because it's impossible to look at that and be angry at the person driving it.
Yeah. Yeah, right?
You just can't.
Yeah, even if they were murdering a puppy inside of it, you'd be like, meh.
Man, look how cute it is.
Yeah, right?
I will say that driving in England, there's one thing. The roundabouts are fine. You go the wrong way around them from what you're used to.
Okay.
But I feel like you do one of them and you get used to it. The one thing that I will say is some bullshit are the intersections where they'll have traffic lights and 4 roads, and it looks like a regular intersection.
Okay.
But somebody painted a circle in the middle of it So when the lights change, you still have to treat it like a traffic circle. It's really fucking confusing.
Oh,
it doesn't
weird.
make any sense at all.
Okay.
That was bullshit. But other than that, easy.
Huh. Okay.
Really, like it was not as difficult as everyone led me to believe it was going to be.
Okay. Okay. Did you have it built up in your mind?
I did a little bit. Yeah,
Okay.
I was a little intimidated by it, and also I think it's a thing where like I pride myself on being a pretty decent driver,
Right.
and I didn't want to like just make a hash of it.
Right. And represent your entire country poorly.
Right. Yeah. Exactly.
And the podcast. You were concerned
And
about
the podcast
representing the podcast
and
correctly.
the podcast.
Ian,
Yes.
I'd like to take a small interlude
Please do.
to give you first
I've been just rambling. I'm
FMK
sorry.
cars.
Okay.
All right?
All right.
Let's explain FMK cars.
Okay.
Okay? FMK cars is a game Ian and I play,
Yes.
invented. And what is it, Ian?
It's based on the classic game of Fuck, Marry, Kill.
That's what I was trying to think of.
And
while you were saying that, I was trying to figure out how to hide my screen from you.
Oh
you
no!
can-
I'll face this way while I explain FMK cars.
There we go.
Based on the classic game of Fuck, Marry, Kill, that
Ah.
most people play with celebrities, but we don't. We play it with cars instead of people because we're nice.
We are.
So in this game, 3 cars are presented, and then the other person has to assign fuck, which means drive it for a day.
Hit it and quit it.
Marry, which means it's your new daily driver, warts and all.
Put a ring on it.
And K, which means kill. It goes to the crusher immediately.
Die, Kyle. You go to hell and you die. All right, Ian.
Yes.
Here's the title for this one.
All right.
It's called A Hat on a Hat on a Hat. Well, actually, more like a derby on a bowler that is somehow wearing a monocle.
Oh, my God. All right.
This is British.
Okay.
Ian.
Yes.
All right, you're going to want the messaging system for this.
Okay.
Take notes.
All right.
Let me pull up Google Images so that we can do this. All right?
Yeah.
Okay, first up, Ian,
Mm-hmm.
Jaguar E-Type.
Mm-hmm.
But you have to wear a British schoolboy uniform.
Oh, my God. Like Angus Young and AC/DC.
Yep.
Okay.
All right. They don't have a lot of free use images of British schoolboy uniforms.
Look up Angus Young.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, Angus Young. Wow, you start to type Angus Young and it's. Yeah, there we go. That's you, Ian.
Yep.
Okay, Angus Young, and your only meal you can eat is a full English breakfast with some Earl Grey tea.
Also, by the way, fucking delicious.
Okay.
Had a lot of those.
So typically that includes beans,
Mm-hmm.
sausage.
Yep. Blood sausage. Bacon.
Bacon.
The grilled tomato.
Yeah, grilled tomato, maybe an egg or two,
2 eggs. Yep.
and a hashed brownery.
Yeah, hash brown or a potato scone. The potato scones are good.
Okay.
And then some toast. Yeah.
Okay.
I
All
had
right.
a couple of those. Yeah, they were good.
Okay. Then up next we have an Aston Martin DB5.
Ooh.
Oh, actually, you know what? No. Next, you have a Mini Cooper, Ian.
Okay.
Okay. In this, Ian, on your face right now, you're wearing your glasses.
I am.
You don't have your contacts in today.
Correct.
Yeah, you have different glasses?
Nope.
No? Okay.
Nope.
All right.
Hmm.
I don't think so.
Curiouser. Yeah.
Instead of wearing glasses, you have to wear 2 monocles.
Okay, 2 monocles.
All right?
Do I say harumph a lot?
Yes. And what is a British beer? You can only drink a British beer.
A British beer.
Yeah.
We'll just say pint of the local bitter.
Right. Okay, there you go. Yep, pint of the local bitter. Okay?
Okay.
All right. Then,
Okay.
lastly, Ian,
Mm-hmm.
Aston Martin DB5.
Okay.
Let me pull up a picture of it for the internet people watching. Aston Martin DB5.
Yes.
You can only dress like the Queen of England. Ian. Ian,
Yeah.
little known thing about this, Ian.
Uh-huh.
Queen of England, there are certain things she likes to eat and certain things she doesn't.
Mm-hmm.
One of those things that you can never cook with if you are cooking for the queen. Garlic.
Is that true?
It is true. She hates garlic.
Did not know that.
You cannot have any garlic.
What?
And no matter what, you always have to have a corgi on your lap.
Corgi.
Yeah.
On lap.
Yep.
Okay.
I'm going to pull up pictures of a corgi because they're fucking adorable. I think corgis are cute as hell.
They're terrible dogs.
Well, all the best dogs are horrible dogs.
They're terrible dogs.
Ian, I had basset hounds, and they're not dogs. They're like pillows that you feed, Ian.
Yes, that's true.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Ian, we fall in love with the genetic misfits, Ian. And it's that way with cars, too.
I know. That's true. It's true. All right. So, man.
So what are you going to do, corgi petter?
So all of these. So I think I have to marry the E-type.
Okay.
Even though I'm going to be dressed like Angus Young all the time.
Okay.
I think I have to marry the E-type.
I think you could almost pull off an Angus Young look. Look at that.
Yeah.
E-type in British racing green.
Yeah.
Humana.
The two monocles would be a huge pain in the ass.
Okay. All right.
And then obviously with the DB5, no garlic. I can't.
Yeah, I was going to say, yeah,
no
you
garlic
like garlic.
would be
You're no stranger to garlic.
That would be rough for me. And then also dressing like the Queen of England and having a corgi on my lap would be its own thing.
You mean a pro, because that's a pro to me.
Well, and I almost think that dressing like the Queen of England is almost better than dressing like Angus Young, and I'm going to explain why. Because I feel like if I dressed like an English schoolboy, you would think like it's just plausible enough where people would think like, oh, he's doing that because that's just what's in his heart.
Okay.
Right.
All right.
But dressing like the Queen of England, I feel like while you're driving a DB5 and have a corgi on your lap,
right,
that just seems like
mental
you're either
disorder.
like crazy eccentric,
uh-huh,
or it's like, oh, he's doing a bit.
Okay. Yeah, like there you go. We'll give you a nice flowered hat.
So yeah, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to, for a day, because the DB5 is just amazing.
It is.
I'm going to drive that for a day. I'm going to crush the Mini Cooper.
Okay. All right. And you're marrying the E-type.
I'm going to marry the
E-type. All right.
What would you do there?
I would marry the DB5. I would give up garlic and replace it with ginger or something. I don't know. Extra onions, maybe.
Yeah.
And I would always have a corgi on my lap. Are you kidding me?
So that's going to be interesting when you're riding your bike.
Right. Yeah. Dressed like the Queen of England. I have like just a
corgi.
Corgi. Uh-huh. Yeah. And if I could find a way to sip tea while I was doing it, I would. Yeah.
Yep. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. And then what are you doing for a day?
For a day, I'm going Mini Cooper. Yeah.
Nice.
I mean, you have to.
Yeah.
Right? You have to, Ian.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like it. Okay.
Okay. There we go.
All right.
So, continue on.
Okay. So the Mini Cooper was awesome. I loved every second of it because it was just, even when it was acting, even though when it was being temperamental or whatever, or I was managing something, it was just like, this is exactly how I want to experience driving in England for the first time.
Right. Yeah, you're in it. You're having an authentic experience.
My very patient wife, on the other hand,
said
that she put it to me like after we had dropped the car off and made it into London and everything. She was like, I am super glad that we did that, but I am more glad that it's over.
Okay.
She just said she spent the entire time going like, it's going to break down. We're not going to have any roadside assistance. We're not going to know what's going to, we're not going to be able to fix it.
Right.
She was very stressed out the whole time. And it's part of it is that it's so, it's an old car and like the transmission whines like a race car and you can hear the gears mash. There's more noises and vibrations coming through the car than you have in a modern car. And I think it kind of freaked her out a little bit.
Okay.
but I thought it was a blast.
Certainly a more visceral experience than anything she's ever driven.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Absolutely. But I absolutely love it, and I want one in my life. It's just so happy of a car.
I have a question. If you were to have the choice between something like this, like an actual authentic Mini Cooper, or say like a Mini Cooper with a VTEC swap, which is a really popular thing to do.
Yeah.
What would you pick? Would you pick that super authentic experience, or would you pick some extra power in a pretty authentic shell?
You know, I think I would pick the VTEC because I don't think the engine itself is. I don't think that has that much to do with the experience.
Okay.
Like it's the way that it feels underneath you.
Right.
Is what the majority of that is. So
Okay.
I would sacrifice a little bit of the personality and the quirkiness for some reliability, for sure. If I owned it.
Or at least you'd want to try the VTEC first to make sure it still delivered what you were looking for.
I'm sure
Yeah.
it would. With twice as much power.
Right.
I mean,
or 3 times. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that would be a blast in that car.
Right.
And it's just it's the dimensions of it and how light it feels once you're rolling, and you know the way it turns in and the way it communicates to you, that's what makes it special. So the engine, it wouldn't bother me. I don't think like, oh, you know, you have to be super pure about it.
Okay, yeah. No, I was just trying to figure out like where you land on that kind of stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I've seen some of there was one on Bring a Trailer recently.
Yeah.
It went for like $20,000.
Yeah, for good reason. A lot of work goes into them.
Yes,
yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah.
I would love to drive a VTEC swapped Mini.
Oh yeah. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Come on.
But yeah, I loved every second of it, and I am super glad that we did that instead of like, you know,
Ford Focus or similar.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
Which is what I had rented for Edinburgh.
You did.
So we our next stop so in London we didn't have a car, but we went to Edinburgh and then rented a car from there and went off and explored Isle of Skye for like nearly a week. We were out for like 5 days. And I had rented a Ford Focus or similar and arrived to find a 2017 Seat Leon FR.
Those are fantastic cars. So that is a Volkswagen Golf.
Sort of, yeah. It's on the MQB platform, so it's the same thing that underpins the Golf and the Jetta and even up to the SUV thing that we saw.
The one I'm not allowed to say, right? Because it's new, and no one's said it to me publicly.
Yeah, exactly. Yes, exactly. No one who actually knows how it's pronounced.
Yeah.
No, it was the Atlas, right? Atlas.
No, that's the big one.
Yeah, that has the same platform.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
They're all in the MQB.
Okay.
I will say, I've driven, you know, this generation MQB, Jetta and Passat and all that. This is by far the best interior.
Really?
Of them.
Okay, I'm gonna look for pictures of the interior. Okay.
And it's more just that it's it's very recognizable as Volkswagen.
Okay.
But there are just enough
That's
that's an old one too. There are just enough little quirks and changes to it. Like it had this like great red stitching everywhere, which was part of the FR trim package.
Okay.
That it just and the materials just all feel nice. It was really well done, and I loved the way it looked.
Oh, it looks fantastic.
And it drives awesome.
Okay. Okay.
We had it on some like really twisty back roads.
Sure.
And it changes direction better than I mean, a lot of sports cars I've ever driven. Like it's just so happy to change direction.
Okay.
It's fantastic.
And it's just front wheel drive?
It's front wheel drive.
Turbo, non?
Yep. Turbo, I believe was the I think it was the 1.4 that I had.
Okay.
It's pretty quick. It's
Okay.
not fast, but it's pretty quick. The 6-speed was great.
Okay.
The brakes were great. I really liked the steering, especially in sport mode. And yeah, it could be faster for sure.
Sure.
But yeah, I really like that car.
Okay.
Like a lot. Like if we could get it here, I would consider replacing the Saab with it.
Okay. Okay.
It was fantastic. And it's, cheaper than the Volkswagens, and it's better, I think.
Okay.
It's better than any Jetta that I've driven, for sure.
Okay.
And it had Android Auto.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Which, again,
yeah.
Why even bother with infotainment systems,
Exactly.
people? Just do that.
Right.
It's so much nicer, especially being overseas, when you're going down roads you don't understand. It's nice to be able to just use your phone, because I had data for overseas, and I could just use my phone.
Right.
It was great. So, yeah, that was my review of all my cars I got.
I like that.
Which brings me to my FMK cars.
Okay.
It's going to be a big shock.
Oh, what could this be? We talked about 3 cars before.
Yeah.
Huh.
Dacia Duster.
Okay.
Mini Cooper.
Uh-huh.
Seat Leon.
I have to kill the Dacia. I mean,
I think
yeah.
yes.
Yeah. I mean, the obvious choice is to F the Mini Cooper, right?
Right.
I mean, like that's what you'd pick, but where do I live in this scenario? Here in Denver?
Ooh.
Yeah, give me some location affinity here, buddy. Yeah, give me some geometry.
Yeah, let's say that you, with the Seat, you live in London.
Okay.
And then with the Mini Cooper, you live off a very technical, twisty road in Scotland. I'm gonna switch it up on you.
Okay, so with the Mini Cooper, I live in Scotland.
Yeah, with great back roads everywhere.
Right. Seat.
You're in the
London.
city.
Yeah, I mean, then I have to marry the Mini.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
What if I reverse the locations?
I would have to marry the Seat.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, I would have to marry the Seat.
Okay.
Yeah. Even though the Mini would be great in the city because it is a Mini.
Yeah.
Right? But dealing with quirks in stop-and-go traffic versus dealing with quirks like when you're out on a nice drive are 2 different things. I think dealing with them in stop-and-go traffic is way more frustrating.
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, you're right.
Yeah. And yeah, when I think of stop-and-go traffic or congestion, my immediate priority is that the car needs to be a nice place to be.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Those Mini Cooper seats would probably suck.
Yeah.
Like sitting in traffic for an hour.
Yeah, I mean, we weren't in the car that long. We put nearly 300 miles on that car in 24 hours. And with all sorts of things, central London to motorway to A road to B road, we did all of it. And it really, I don't think it didn't feel that uncomfortable, honestly.
Okay.
It wasn't that bad. This thing, the Seat, we put over 1,000 miles on.
Okay.
In 5 days, and it was perfect everywhere.
Okay.
Like it didn't miss a beat. It was super comfortable.
Okay.
The seats were great. Yeah, it would be a good car to marry. And it's a wagon. It's super practical and well made.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wish we could get them here.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I'd always heard that the Seats were supposed to be shitty. They were supposed to be the cheaper kind of like, cut budget version of the Volkswagen.
I think that was the case like late 90s, early 2000s. But I think they really turned it around. Yeah.
It was really fantastic.
Nice.
Like it was really, honestly, probably the best, that area of the market car I've driven in a while.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. And unfortunately, it's forbidden fruit.
Absolutely.
That's too bad, buddy.
Yeah.
All right. What else we got?
We also went. I also went karting.
Yeah. Talk to me about all your karting trips.
So, whenever I travel, if I have time, I try to go karting because I think it's fun to go see what the local
Right.
flavor of the kart track is. And so I went in Reykjavik first.
Oh yeah. So first, here's the Iceland one where you got to drive this crazy thing.
Yeah, I got to drive their drift trike.
Uh-huh.
Because I was the only one there.
Uh-huh.
That showed up. It was a Sunday and it was a slow day.
Also, I love this torn down car in the back.
Yeah, there was all these like project cars all just scattered around this place.
This is what the employees are working on in their free time?
Well, I think there's a body shop like next door, and then there was also some like storage. Like there was an old drift project outside.
Okay.
An old RX-7 that someone had hacked up to make into a drift car.
Okay.
And some other random shit around.
So I've promoted you to senior VP of global marketing.
Yes.
Because you you got a Team Clear. Well, you gave them a sticker.
Yeah.
And
then they sent me that
put
picture
it on
afterwards.
the cart. Yeah.
They
that's
sent me
fantastic.
that picture after. Yeah.
So if you're in Iceland, thank you.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah. Who were your buddies there that you talked to?
Oh, you're gonna ask me that, and I wrote them down because I knew I would forget.
I'm not picking my nose, Twitch. I'm scratching in case you see it on the camera from that angle.
And I'm gonna butcher the pronunciation of both of these.
I would expect nothing but.
Einar and Thorgeir. They were both really great.
Okay.
They raced with me.
Uh-huh.
For my race session that I bought. I did like a 30-minute race session with them.
Sure.
Those carts were they were a blast. They were pretty fast. They were gas powered.
Okay. Indoor, outdoor.
Indoor.
Okay.
The track was really pretty technical. It was a pretty well laid out track.
Okay.
That was a lot of fun. A lot of different like good mix of like fast sweepers and really tight. So there was one really tight section.
Did you get a map of the track?
No.
Oh, okay.
I just did it, a couple times, and it was fine.
Okay.
And then, but the floor was really weird because it was like polished in some spots.
Oh, okay.
And then broken up in others, so that generated more grip. So you had to also kind of learn the floor.
Oh, wow.
A little bit, like the surface changed throughout the lap.
Yeah.
Which made it pretty interesting. Like there was one section that's just super slippery, and it was the tightest section of the track.
Okay.
So it's really hard to carry speed through there. It was really interesting.
Okay.
But yeah, I had a blast. Thorgeir especially was super fast.
Okay.
And I could not catch him.
Okay.
Except in one section of the track, I was faster than him, and we were talking afterwards, and I was like, "Man, you're quick." And he has that driving style of like being sideways in the cart and still pulling away from you, which is really frustrating.
Right.
But I was like, except for that one section, I think I was faster than you there. And he was like, "I know you were." It drove me crazy. I couldn't figure out why you were faster than me. I was like, "Oh."
Okay.
So that was a ton of fun. And then afterwards, I was, I gave him stickers and was like, "Oh,"
right.
And I co-host podcast, and so they brought me out to the back and showed me that they had, like a friend of the owner or something it's in that one.
Oh, okay.
Has the only skyline in Iceland
wow.
stored in their back.
Oh, whoops! I'm not doing this right.
No, you're not. You got to hit the little arrow that pops up.
Yeah. Okay.
There you go.
There we go.
And it was really tight in there because it's surrounded by RVs, so that was the best picture. I'm like backed up against an RV to take these pictures. Oh yeah,
there's one in front of it. Yeah.
But it's an R33 skyline that's really cool.
Isn't it amazing how small those are when you get up to them?
Yeah.
I mean, they're about the size of a 240.
Yeah, they are small. And then they let me drive the drift trike, and that's
fantastic.
Hilarious.
Yeah.
It was so funny.
I love that.
Yeah. So it's just a trike with a go-kart engine on the back, and then the wheels have like this hard black plastic over them, so there's no grip.
Okay.
It's
and is it a throttle like a motorcycle?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
So it's really fun.
That's fantastic.
Yep. So yeah, thank you to those guys, and that was obviously an experience that I would never have if I didn't go karting.
Right.
And they were like, you're by yourself.
Yeah.
When I walked in.
Yeah. Yes. Party of one.
Yeah.
Yeah. TeamClearCoat.
Yeah.
Party of one.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And let me look up the. Oh wait, that other picture had the name of the place on it.
Yeah, it is Go-Kart Broughton. Go-kart.is.
Yes, gokart.is. Yeah, if you Google go-karts Reykjavik, it's the only place that comes up.
Okay.
And it's yeah. So go visit those guys. Go drive that track. It's hilarious.
That's awesome.
And a lot of fun.
Go in the middle of the week on your own, and maybe you get to drive the trike.
Yeah, maybe.
That's awesome.
So then I went again in London, and I drove with again. So this place was called Team Sport.
Okay. Team Sport karting, Tower Bridge.
Yep. And
gas or electric?
These were electric.
Okay. Oh yeah, here they are getting plugged in and charging.
Yep.
Okay.
They were electric. And again, they didn't really know what to do with me when I walked in because this place is geared towards groups.
Okay.
Like corporate events and stuff like that.
Sure.
And I just walked in off the street, didn't call or anything.
Right.
And so I had to. I kind of waited around for a few minutes, and then they were like, "We're gonna send an employee up to drive with you.
Okay.
And you'll just be on the upper level track." So they have 2 floors, and then the tracks are both multi-story. So you do.
Oh wow!
Which is crazy. I've never done that before.
Yeah.
So I got to go up. You kind of go down this big ramp.
Okay.
Which is right over. You can see it in this picture.
Okay.
Here. So you. Oh, that's where you come up.
Okay.
So you go down at the end of this straight all the way to the right here.
Okay.
And then at the bottom of that, it's tile.
Oh, wow.
It's a tile floor.
Okay.
Which is really super slippery. Like you're just completely sideways through there.
Yeah, you're like Tom Cruise in Risky Business.
Yes.
Sliding into frame in your socks and undies and dress shirt.
That's exactly what it's like.
Yeah.
And then you come up this ramp here, which is plywood.
Yeah, I was going to say this floor looks like it's wood.
It's wood. So it's really tricky.
Okay.
Like the grip levels are really low.
Yeah.
But the carts are still pretty fast electric carts.
Okay.
So it took a few laps at least to really adjust to it. Like it took a while to get the most out of it. Like,
okay.
And basically the move is you just pile into the corner as fast as you can and let the understeer scrub it off and just wait till it grips up and go.
Okay.
Because like getting a braking point right on a floor that's so that inconsistent is like not gonna happen. So what was fun though was that I kept getting closer and closer to Mustafa as we were doing the racing, and then on the last race, and I was like I was touching top time of the week, like getting close to it.
Right.
And then the last race, we were going down that ramp, and I was thinking to myself, like, I think I have a better line than him through the tiles.
Okay.
And I was close that lap, and I just like snuck up the inside of him, and I could hear him shout, "What? No!" And then at the end, he got out of his cart, and he was like, "Nobody has ever pipped me there." He said,
"Wow."
I've never been past there.
Okay.
Not there on that track. And he said he was like, "I'm never going to forget this."
Yeah.
And he went into the back room and brought me a trophy that they give to people for like the big corporate events.
Okay.
He's like, "Don't tell the people at the front desk I gave this to you because I'm not supposed to. But
Aww.
you earned it." And I like had smashed the top time of the week. It was like the highlight of my time in London. It was fucking awesome.
Nice.
And then in Edinburgh, it wasn't as much fun. It was geared towards kids, and I was there along with a giant school group of like 12-year-olds.
Oh, Ian.
So that was a little weird.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Did you beat the shit out of them?
Well, I was just by myself.
You were just shoving their faces.
No, I was by myself because they were all in the kids' carts.
Uh-huh.
And then I was the only one in the adult carts.
Right. Just driving to sad trombone music.
Yeah, and I like couldn't put a good lap together. I was like really frustrated with the way I was driving.
Yeah, the kids were throwing you off.
I think it was, yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, do I look like a child molester? I don't know.
That's why they're making you go by yourself.
Yeah. But again, it was like one of those things, like every place I went, it was like, I think I walked in the door and people were like, "So you're here
by yourself?
By yourself while you're on vacation with your wife? Like,
Right.
what are you doing here?
Yeah.
So yeah.
I mean, we've been over that people don't quite know how to handle us.
Yeah.
In the podcast community,
Yeah.
in the automotive media community,
Yeah.
in the automotive enthusiast community.
Well, but that extends to, life.
I was going to say, meat space.
Yeah.
Just all of it.
Absolutely.
You and me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Absolutely. So
we're here.
Yeah.
Now what do we do?
Yep. Yep. Well, and I do want to say, I did mention that my wife was very patient. That didn't extend to the karting thing. She thought it was stupid that I went karting while I was on vacation. But we had engineered in solo days.
Okay.
Which I highly recommend for any couples that go on vacation together.
For that quantity of time, certainly.
Yeah. A solo day on a vacation is awesome.
Okay. All right.
It's great.
Okay.
And she enjoyed herself while I was karting, so.
Okay.
Yeah. That's it.
All right.
I'm sorry I talked about my vacation the entire time.
Ian, that's what this show is for.
Yeah. Yeah. I know.
So, okay.
All right. So, well, to redeem myself, let me do another quick FMK cars for you.
Okay. Yeah. See, the thing is, you don't need to redeem yourself for anything. You went on a trip and you need to talk about it. That's the thing.
All right. So I'm just gonna do the first 3 cars I saw in London that were just noteworthy to me.
Okay, yeah, sure. The first 3 things that caught your eye?
The first 3 things caught my eye.
Okay.
As we were driving in.
Sure.
And these were all right around our hotel that I saw.
Okay, all right. I'm just gonna make sure. Yep, the internet can see what I'm about to Google. Okay.
R33 Skyline, which I think I had put a picture of the white Skyline on our Instagram as well.
Yep.
Yeah, it was the second I've never seen an R33 in person before.
Yeah.
And then I saw 2 within like 3 days of each other.
Yeah. God, look at it.
They're really cool looking. I really like that generation too.
Yeah.
I think it's the best looking one.
The 34 is my absolute pinnacle.
Yeah. Then I saw an Aston Martin Rapide.
Oh,
there was 2 of them parked across the street from each other,
and they were throwing Grey Poupon at each other.
I think so.
They were in an expensive mustard fight.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I saw the thing that blew your mind.
Yeah.
The Volkswagen Phaeton.
Yeah.
Diesel.
Yeah.
Diesel.
TDI.
That's the other thing about car spotting in Europe. The badges.
Yeah.
They go crazy with the badging in Europe.
Yeah, they put a badge on a badge on a badge.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a 3-liter TDI.
Yep.
4Motion.
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah.
Ooh, jeez. What would look best with a bike rack on it, Ian?
I think the Rapide, right?
I think you're right.
I just want to make you crush a Phaeton. Whenever I can and I got to put $1 in the tip jar.
Oh, yeah.
I'll do it. That's just me. So we have a thing going. We have an automotive swear jar. And we
do.
Have a few phrases that if we say them on the show, we put $1 in it. And at the end of the year, we're going to donate it to some charity or something.
Yes, we are.
We haven't really decided yet.
I did find a car-centric charity that specializes in giving cars, fixing and repairing cars for veterans.
Oh, perfect.
So I'll see if I can find that again. Yeah.
Okay.
So something like that.
Yeah.
But the Phaeton is a trigger warning word.
Yeah. For
swear jar. I think I'm gonna marry the Aston Martin.
Yes.
And put a bike rack on it. And okay, I have a little rant about bike racks. Go figure.
Mm-hmm.
But we'll get to that in a second. So I think I'm gonna marry the Aston Martin because it's a 4-door Aston Martin, Ian. Right. I can have an old man sedan that is British and unreliable. Yeah. Thank you. Then I have to F the Skyline.
Mm-hmm.
And that means I have to kill the Volkswagen Phaeton.
Yeah.
Ian?
Yeah.
I hate to kill a TDI Phaeton, but that's what I have to do. I mean, I would imagine that's a heavy-ass car. That car weighs over 5,000 pounds, I think.
Yeah.
I bet the 3-liter TDI cannot move that very well.
No, I'm sure it doesn't. I'm sure it doesn't. But if you're just in London traffic all the time.
Right, tootling, yeah.
Yeah. And with, fuel is $6 something a gallon. It cost me at one point like $70 to fill up the Seat.
Oh, okay.
It was expensive.
Yeah.
So that's why people go diesel there. But I think the London mayor is about to ban diesel.
Oh, wow.
We'll do that as a talk about the next show. But yeah.
So my quick rant about bike racks is that I saw somebody with a Toyota Camry commuting appliance that had a bike rack on it. So you're in Colorado. I think they put one on your car at the border. And he had an extension ladder on the top and a couple other things. And, you know, is strapped to the roof rails like I've done with stuff like from Home Depot and stuff before. But, like, a lot of people think that they need a pickup truck because of the one thing they have to haul a year.
Right.
Like, a roof rack for your car is way more utilitarian than you think it is. It doesn't just haul bikes. Like, it can safely haul tons of stuff instead of, like, trying to wedge the ladder so it's coming out of your trunk or something like that.
Right.
And, like, if you have a slightly older car, you can find a roof rack on Craigslist, cheap, and you can, like, if you have to move a ladder every now and then or something like that, something kind of oblong, dude, if you're remodeling a house, you know, or building something, roof rack is really worth it, man.
Yeah.
You know?
Absolutely.
Yeah, and if you don't want it on there, you take it off. They're not that bad to take off. So I saw, you know, a hero in a Toyota Camry. Which is not a sentence I thought I'd say when I woke up this morning.
No, absolutely not.
Yeah. So that's what I would do. What would you do? Because you don't live in a roof rack world.
No, I don't.
I'm a zoom in on this Aston Martin. Zoom.
I think I would also crush
zoom in on the
Volkswagen.
Wheel. Okay.
And I think I would
zoom in on the
I think I would marry the Skyline. I'd marry the R33.
Okay, yeah.
And drive the Aston Martin for a day.
Zoom in on the quarter panel vent. Yeah. And you drive the Aston for a day.
Yeah.
Who are the three people you would put in the Aston?
Any three people?
Yeah, any three people. Because it's a 4-seater. You're driving around for a day.
Yeah.
Anywhere you want. Let's say you got to fill those seats.
Okay. I can put anyone in there.
Anyone.
Well, my wife is definitely not making the cut. I'll just say that.
All the surviving members of GWAR.
Yeah. I honestly don't know. I don't know. That's a tough one.
Yeah?
That's a tough one.
Really?
Yeah.
Give me some of the front runners. What's the list you're trying to cull?
I don't know. Well, I'm thinking like people I would just want to hang out with.
Right.
I would say maybe James Murphy from LCD Sound System.
Okay.
I feel like he would be a good just driving around talking person.
Okay.
Maybe Seinfeld. That'd be fun.
Okay. All right.
And then, I don't know. I have no idea.
Okay.
And then maybe I'll put Trump in there, and then I'll just drive us all off a fucking bridge, and then they'll fix everyone's problems. I don't know. I got nothing. Can't spring that on me. What would you do?
I would pick I'd pick my boo.
See, you're gonna go sentimental on me, and now I'm gonna look like an asshole again. Well, I'm not saying that's your fault. Just
and then probably two corgis in the back. All right, Ian.
Yes.
I have two my eyes that we can talk about.
Okay.
This is a long show, but who cares?
It is a long show.
Who
Sorry,
cares?
everybody. Sorry, it was just me rambling.
So I saw a bro driving a car.
Okay.
All right. He was in front of me.
All right.
He was driving a Toyota Venza.
Oh,
Ian?
Interesting. A bro and a Venza?
A bro and a Venza. I think it was his parents. It was a very youthful bro.
A Venz-bro?
A Venz-bro.
A Venz-bro?
It was a Venz-bro. So, and it was white, just like this one that I pulled up a picture of. Okay.
Okay. All right.
And so he's driving along. I was in.
How could you tell he was a bro from the back?
I later found out.
Oh, okay. All right.
And when you see what transpired, you will know he was bro.
Oh.
Okay. So he was in the left-hand lane. I'm driving down Monaco, going south, down past like Yale, down that way, right? And it goes to 3 lanes there each way, right?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe 3 lanes south. But so I was in the center lane, just getting past like Quebec and stuff, and not Quebec, like that Cherry Creek Drive.
Right, I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Cherry Creek Road, and so heading south, center lane. Venza's a little bit ahead of me in the left-hand lane, and I see it suddenly jerk to the right a little bit. Bro, I guess, was texting and ran into the curb. Curbed it as he was driving at 45 miles an hour, right? And so I was like, oh God, like this guy's fucking texting and driving. Like I need to get away from him. So he just kind of like he just keeps driving, and traffic is such that I get to a point where I can get in front of him and stop at a stoplight. Pulls up behind me, right? Thankfully stops. Yeah. Unlike what someone in a fucking Toyota Highlander did in my sub.
Yeah.
But anyway, pulls up behind me, right? Stops. He's got like a bro beanie on, a bro beanie hat, right? Probably, North Face or something.
Yep.
Looking in the rearview mirror, like fixing his hat, like making sure like just the right amount of hair is like coming out of it.
Perfect.
Right?
Yeah.
Just like doing that. And then just kind of like, bopping along for a second while we're waiting at this red light. And then rolls down the window, turns the wheel of the car to look to see if there's any damage, right? And then just kind of looks and then rolls up the window, turns the wheel back, and on we go. I love that he went for his beanie and his hair first. And the wheel of the car. You could tear the sidewall of the tire, blow it out, and fucking kill somebody from hitting a curb. That is that's not like an over-exaggeration.
Yeah.
You could easily do that.
Yeah.
Right? Hit a curb, blow out a tire,
yeah.
Fucking murder somebody. Right?
Yeah.
Nope, you gotta like check that hair. Make sure just the couple bro locks are coming out.
Venz-bro.
Venz-bro.
The Venz-bro.
Yeah, so I saw a Venz-bro.
I really want to know the circumstances which lead a bro to land in a Venza.
Yeah, he looked like one of the Ute bros, one of the youthful bros. So maybe it was a
secondhand car,
a parental Venza unit, parental Venza dispatch. Yeah,
Interesting.
The other my eyes that I had is I took my first ride when I was in Orlando. I took my first ride in a Uber X because the Orlando airport is up to some bullshit, and you can't get a lift at the Uber airport.
Right.
Or at the, did I just say the Uber airport?
Yeah.
At the Orlando airport, you can't get a Lyft or a regular Uber. You can only get an Uber X.
Uber X is what you're thinking of when you mean regular Uber. You mean black car. You can only get the black car.
You can only get the black or Uber Express. Okay?
Select?
So you can only get like the next tier up.
Yeah, it's
right?
Uber Select or Uber black car.
What? Yeah. So you can only, like, basically you're spending some money.
Yeah.
Unless you want a goddamn taxi.
Yeah, I experienced the same thing at the Orlando airport last time I was there. Yeah.
So I ordered the Uber.
Yeah.
And let's see, I think his name was Francisco.
Okay.
Shows up in a Lincoln Town car.
Nice.
Right?
Nice.
When was the last time you rode in a Lincoln Town car?
I think the last time I was in Orlando.
Maybe it was Francisco.
It might have been, yeah.
So Francisco was exactly what you think an Uber driver in Orlando was. Just giant watch.
Yep.
We were, that hand on the steering wheel at 12 o'clock.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
We're going 2 miles under the speed limit in the left-hand lane on the highway.
Perfect.
And I'm in heaven.
Yeah.
Ian, just in the back, legs crossed.
Yo,
in the
nice.
back seat.
Ooh, comfy.
Yeah. Plenty of room.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Just, arm up on the seat. Just, yeah.
This is only costing me $95.
Exactly. Right. Yeah. Yeah. And he's not even offering me bottled water.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. But yeah, so I had a Lincoln Town car experience, and it's been a long time.
Yeah, they are nice. I mean, they can be nice.
Yeah, I mean, like, you look at it and it's like, yeah, okay, Lincoln. Like, I see what you were doing back then. Because even back then, like we were talking about with Andrew
Mm-hmm.
at the Denver Auto Show.
Yeah.
They were given a pool of money that was slightly smaller than what they really needed.
Yeah.
And they still made a car with it.
Yeah.
And it's still evident back then.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the wood.
Quote unquote wood.
Yeah. So anyway, yeah, those are my stories.
Nice.
Yeah. So, you know, at least I got some legit Cuban food in Orlando.
That's good. Yeah, whenever I'm in Orlando, it's for a conference that I'm not allowed to like leave, and they do like all the meals and stuff, so I don't get to do that.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Anyway, Ian?
Yes.
I think this has been our show.
I think that this has been our show.
We've been reunited.
We have been.
And it feels so good.
It feels so good.
Sing it, Ian. Don't sing it.
I'm not going to sing it.
Yeah.
That's a bad idea.
All right. Ian?
Yes.
Where can people go to find out stuff about you and me?
TeamClearCoat.com.
You know what you don't have on TeamClearCoat.com?
What don't I have there?
Links to all of our stuff. Like our Instagram.
I do.
Our personal stuff.
Oh, our personal stuff.
Yeah.
Well, I have links to our Twitter accounts.
You certainly do.
And I have a link to your Instagram.
Do you?
I believe I do. I will double check that.
Is that one of the Easter eggs? I was trying to find Easter eggs on the website.
I think I only have the 2 so far.
I think I put in what did I put in? I put in Grumpy.
Uh-huh.
I put in Go the Fuck to Sleep.
I really want to get a good 404 page.
Yeah.
I feel like a good 404 page is something
Makes
that
a website.
we really need.
Yeah. That yeah. I mean, come on, look at us.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. I think it's just going to be the
What
gif
would
of you going.
Yeah.
Shaking your head.
There you go, at the Buick egg car.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's our 404 page.
Yeah.
Yep. Make it happen. Yeah. I don't know. Use that computer.
Do the thing with the thing in the place. Yeah.
Ian.
Yes. Dave.
All right. So go to TeamClearCoat.com for all that stuff.
Yeah.
If you're hanging with us, thank you.
Yes. Thank you for listening to me talk about my vacation. This was essentially the 2017 equivalent of come over and look at my slideshow. Look at my slides
from
my Hawaii vacation.
Maui. Yeah. And here's our taxi driver. His name was Francisco.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's exactly what this show was. So
Right.
I apologize.
Why would you apologize? See, that's the thing you don't need to do at the end.
Well, the reason it's a cliche about the reason the slideshow thing is a joke cliche is that nobody enjoyed going over to their neighbor's house to see the slideshow.
Just get in the gravy, man. Just live in it.
It's fine. All right. It's fine.
It's fine. It's fine. I like
fine.
it.
I don't apologize for anything.
There you go. That's what
If
I like.
you didn't like it, I don't care.
There you go.
I do care. I'm sorry.
Yeah. I was gonna say. Yeah. So rate and review us on iTunes. We would love for that to happen.
Please do that.
Please do that.
Send
Yeah.
us an email.
Yes. Yes.
TeamClearCoat@gmail.com.
We have some emails and some FMK cars, and we're going to get to them next time.
Yep.
And there we go. All right.
All
Ian?
Hi, Dave.
Play us out, Ian.
Oh. Well, goodbye.